First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawatazah Abad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, The Holy Spirit Maketh Intercession for Us. And we're going to start off with Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? So this is Paul, of course, speaking. And he's saying we are saved by hope, which is faith. But if you have hope, then you can't see what you're hoping for. Otherwise, it wouldn't be hope. You see? So what you're hoping for cannot be seen. So having faith, as we know in Hebrews 11 and chapter 1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So in order to have hope, you're hoping for something that you haven't seen yet. So let's go to Romans 8 and let's read verse 25. Let's read verse 24 again. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Let's go to verse 25. But if we hope for what we see not, then do we with patience wait for it? You see? So if you look forward to something that you don't have, okay, which is hope, okay, which is the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, we're looking forward to that. And so if you're hoping for something, you have to wait for it patiently, okay, which is long suffering, and also confidently, and that's faith. So you have to have faith that Yahweh Shai is coming back to establish his kingdom as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, to destroy Babylon, America, and to extract the 1/3 elect of the Hebrew Israelites, you see. So you have to have hope that you're part of that elect that's going to get extracted into those chariots on the day of the Lord. So you have to have confidence in that, and that's faith. Romans 8, and let's read verse 26. Which it says here, our victory in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach for the title. Romans 8 and verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. That's the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Let's look at this word infirmities. The word infirmities, what is that talking about? All right, you can have infirmities of the body as well as the soul, but let's get down to it here. Okay. Okay, this is the Greek translation of the word infirmities.
Strong's G 769, asthenia. Asthenia.
Okay, let's go down here and see. It says here, you have infirmities of the body, all right? Feebleness or sickness, but I think we're looking at the infirmities of the soul. Let's read here, all right? Want of strength and capacity requisite, okay, to understand the thing, to restrain corrupt desires, to bear trials and troubles. So these are infirmities of the soul. Infirmities of being in this truth, you see, that your soul is going to go through as far as bearing trials and tribulations. And many of those trials and tribulations are going to come heavier very soon with regard to the implementation of the MOTB, the CHIP spoken of in Revelation chapter 3 in verse 16. A lot of anxiety. Even thinking about that is bringing anxiety. And also what they're setting up as far as the internment camps aka concentration camps, you see, known as Jacob's trouble, where they're going to try to convince ways to take that CHIP. Will be beheaded, all right? Some of us will be executed, tortured. So the Holy Spirit is going to make it intercession for us. You see, it knows what our spirits are worried about. It knows the anxiety that we're feeling. It understands. You see, let's look up this word intercession. Well, actually, I could just give you the definition of intercession. Intercession means to speak up on behalf of. You see, to stand up for, to speak up on one's behalf, for one's sake. And as we know, Yahweh Shai made intercession for us as Hebrew Israelites with his dying, his sacrifice as the lamb on the cross. That was intercession for us, you see, on behalf of us, to bring us back into the fold with Yahweh in reconciliation. So he spoke up on our behalf, all right? He died on our behalf. He stood up for us on our behalf to save us, all right? Because Yahweh could have wiped us all out as Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered about the whole world. So he made intercession for us. So let's read Romans 8 and verse 26 again. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought. But the Spirit itself maketh intercession, okay, stands up for us, speaks on our behalves, understands, maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. So the Holy Spirit makes intercession for you, okay, to the Father, okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, with groanings which cannot be uttered. It understands your mind, your heart, okay, the anxiety that you may feel in knowing this truth. This truth is it's sweet. It's sweet to know that we're the Hebrew Israelites. It's sweet to know that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, specifically Yahweh Shai, died on our behalf to save us, to know that he's going to be coming back to establish his kingdom as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But in addition to that, it also brings about bitterness, okay, a bitter feeling, because we know what's coming. We know Babylon, America is going to be destroyed. We know Jacob's trouble is going to come, where they're going to try to, or at least the hopeful elect knows, the 1/3 hopeful elect knows what's coming with regard to Jacob's trouble, because we're watching and being circumspect. So we know that the concentration camps are coming. We know that they have UN troops already stationed here, in Babylon, America, ready to set the camps up. We know that actually the camps are already set up, but we know that they're going to be trying to get people into those concentration camps to convince them to take that MOTB. So we know the tortures that are coming, the death that's coming, the chaos that's coming, martial law that's coming. So we understand what's coming. So the Spirit, okay, it helps us with our infirmities of the soul, the anxiety. It understands what we're going through, with groanings and things that can't even be uttered, that can't be expressed in words, so to speak. So let's read on Romans 8. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's read Romans 8 and verse 27. Let's read Romans 8 and verse 26 again. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought. But the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Verse 27. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit. And so that's Yahweh. He searches your heart, your reins of your heart, your mind. He searches that, okay? Because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh. You see? Let's read this again. Romans 8, searcheth the hearts, the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh. So the Holy Spirit makes intercession for us. You see, the Holy Spirit maketh intercession for us, the 1/3 hope for elect. All right. So it speaks on our behalf. You see, okay, it stands up for us. It understands what we're going through the Spirit. So Romans 8, and let's read verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. You see? Verse 27 again, Romans 8, verse 27 in the NLT real quick on the right-hand side, Romans 8 and 27. And the Father knows all hearts, knows what the Spirit is saying, for the Spirit pleads for us believers. So making intercession is pleading in harmony with Yahweh's own will. All right? The NLT gives sometimes a good translation, in simple, plain English. The KJV is fine, but sometimes the NLT, the New Living Translation, makes it a little bit more plainer, so to speak. All right? All right. Let's move on to a precept. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 4. Let's see here. We'll be done shortly. As soon as I find it here. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. And it reads as such. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. You see? So the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is very, very powerful. Verse 13, neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. You see? Or who we are, or who we are accountable to, which is Yahweh. You see? So everything is naked. All right. He knows your spirit. He knows your mind. He knows what you're thinking. So everything is open. Nothing is hidden from Yahweh. Hebrews 4 and verse 14. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, that's talking about Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai, the son of Yahweh, let us hold fast our profession. You see? Let's read Hebrews 4 and verse 15. Hebrews 4 and verse 15 reads as such. For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted, like as we are, yet without sin. Let's read that again. Hebrews 4 and 15. For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted, like as we are, yet he was without sin. It's talking about Yahweh Shai. Let's read over here Hebrews 4 and verse 15, the NLT translation. This high priest of ours, which is Yahweh Shai, understands our weaknesses, for he faced all of the same testings that we do, yet he did not sin. So Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit, they know our infirmities, you see, all right? And they make intercession for us to Yahweh. So Yahweh Shai definitely understands our infirmities because he came down like a man, okay? He came down in likeness of us as humans. So he knew what it was to be human, okay? And that was his last incarnation, by the way. We are all reincarnated, okay? In his previous life, Yahweh Shai was Adam. He was Isaac, you see? And then he was Solomon. So his last reincarnation was as Yahweh Shai. But he came down as a human, of course, all right? So he understands all of our weaknesses, you see, but he did not sin. So we're to do the best of our ability to rehearse the righteous acts, to put off the old man, to not sin to the best of our abilities, despite being in this carnal body. We're looking forward to hopefully receiving the immortal body that Yahweh Shai has in the victory over death. You see? So on that note, I hope this lesson was edifying to you, and I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, Shalom.